the power of never giving up. Chapter 1: The Dreamer. In a small village surrounded by hills and forests lived a boy named Alex. He was 12 years old, and he had a big dream. Every night, Alex would lie on his small bed, staring at the ceiling, imagining himself running on the streets of a big city. He saw himself wearing a shiny gold medal around his neck, while crowds cheered for him. Alex dreamed of being a champion runner. He wanted to run in the biggest races, the kind that people talked about for years. But there was a problem. Alex was not a fast runner. In fact, he was one of the slowest runners in his school. Whenever there was a race at school, Alex would finish far behind everyone else. His classmates would often tease him, laughing as he crossed the finish line, panting and red-faced. "Alex, you're so slow. You'll never win a race," one of the boys, Liam, would shout after every race. But Alex wasn't discouraged. Even though he felt embarrassed at times, deep inside he held on to his dream. One day he would tell himself, "I will be the fastest. I will show everyone what I can do." At home, his parents didn't fully understand his dream either. His father, Mr. Carter, would often say, "Running is good exercise, Alex, but you should focus on your studies. Running won't get you anywhere." But Alex would just nod and keep his dreams to himself. He didn't want to argue, but in his heart, he knew that running was what he loved the most. No one could take that away from him. Chapter 2: The First Step. One day, an announcement was made at school. There was going to be a running competition in 2 months. It was a big event, and runners from nearby schools would also compete. The winner would get a gold medal, and the top 3 runners would get certificates. Alex's heart raced with excitement when he heard the news. This was his chance. When he told his parents about the competition, his mother smiled kindly and said, "That's wonderful, Alex. Just do your best." His father, however, raised an eyebrow. "You know, Alex, it's not easy. Don't set your hopes too high," he said. Alex wasn't discouraged. That night, he lay in bed, thinking about how he could prepare. He realized that to become better, he needed to train seriously. So, the next morning, Alex woke up before dawn. The sky was still dark, and the air was cool. He put on his worn-out shoes, tied the laces tightly, and stepped outside. The village was quiet at this early hour. There were no people on the roads, just the sound of birds chirping in the trees. Alex stretched his legs and began to run. His legs felt stiff, and his breath was short after just a few minutes, but he didn't stop. He pushed himself to keep going, even when his muscles ached. For the next few weeks, Alex followed the same routine. Every morning he would wake up early and run. At first it was hard. His legs would feel like lead, and he would often have to stop to catch his breath. But little by little, he noticed that he was getting stronger. He could run for longer without stopping, and his speed was improving. It wasn't a huge difference, but it was progress. Chapter 3: The Setbacks. However, training wasn't easy. As Alex continued to practice, the other kids in the village noticed his efforts. Unfortunately, not everyone was supportive. Liam, the fastest boy in school, often teased Alex when he saw him running. "You're wasting your time, Alex. You'll never beat me," Liam said one day, smirking as Alex ran by. Even some of the other boys would laugh. "Why bother? You're still so slow," they would say. But Alex didn't let their words get to him. He reminded himself that he wasn't running for them, he was running for himself, for his dream. One morning, after several weeks of training, Alex was feeling confident. He had been improving and his stamina was much better. As he ran along the dirt path, his mind was focused on the upcoming race. Suddenly he tripped over a rock hidden beneath some grass. He fell hard onto the ground, scraping his knee badly. The pain shot up his leg and tears welled up in his eyes. For a moment, Alex just lay there, feeling defeated. Maybe they're right, he thought. Maybe I'll never be good enough. He slowly stood up, wincing in pain as he looked at the blood on his knee. Limping back home, Alex felt a weight on his heart. He wanted to give up. For the next few days, Alex couldn't run. His knee was swollen, and every step hurt. During this time, he began to doubt himself. What if all the effort he had put in wasn't enough? What if he was just wasting his time? But one evening, as he sat by his window looking at the stars, something inside him shifted. He remembered why he started running in the first place. He had a dream, and that dream was still alive. He couldn't let one fall stop him. So as soon as his knee healed, Alex laced up his shoes once again and went out to run. This time he was more determined than ever.